About 25 years ago, the parish of St. Mary Magdalene began to worship in the same modular structure that it worships in today. That building was meant to be temporary. Since then, the surrounding population has exploded, exceeding the church's capacity to serve it. The time for us to grow has arrived.
My very earliest memories of a church were in Vietnam, where I was born and grew up in the Catholic faith my parents shared with me. The doors and windows of that childhood church are vivid memories. It was there in that church in Vietnam where I encountered Christ in the Eucharist for the very first time. I'm sure all of us can remember the first church we attended as a child, and all the special memories that special church holds for us. We have called this temporary structure our church, our worship space. I'm sure most of you join with me in believing the time is now for the community of St. Mary Magdalene to build a permanent church, a sacred temple of God for our worshiping community. The building trailers put together was never designed to be a permanent church. But we all realize this cannot continue and that now is time to build a new home for God and His worshiping community of St. Mary Magdalene.
I feel like we are not only here for ourselves, but that we are here to serve others.
The parish, to me, it means a place where I can learn about new things and I can meet new people that have the same religious beliefs as me.
We believe the most important thing we can leave as a legacy to our children is our faith in God and His Son, Jesus Christ.
Me siento feliz de pertenecer a esta comunidad que me ayudó cuando más lo necesité. Me recibieron y me hicieron sentir como en casa.
Being in this church has helped me grow mainly because I feel like there is a lot of personal growing that has to be done within your own faith journey.
I just find the church community continuing to be uplifting to me.
For me, St. Mary Magdalene is home. It's an extension of our own home. And so it's the place that we come to visit God, to worship God, to be in communion with God.
St. Mary Magdalene is very important to me. It's just been a part of me. My husband and I were very involved doing things together. And so there's a lot of good memories. I've made great new friends, supportive friends. And it just goes on and on as I get to meet more people. I'm just happy I'm a people person.
My relationships here in the church are family, home, and that is what this place really is to me.
Aquí tenemos amigos, familia. Esto es Santa María Magdalena para nosotros. Es un lugar donde nos sentimos reconfortados.
There were people that came before me that sacrificed and put forth, and now it's my turn to do that. Now it's my turn to sacrifice and put forth and build a church for the next generation and the generation after that.
We are going to be the next generation, and if we don't learn about the faith that we're living in, then we won't be able to help pass it down to further generations.
With a bigger church, I think we can better service our community and those new parishioners that have come and join us.
The Upon This Rock Capital campaign seeks to raise $8.6 million to construct our new church and its supporting facilities. Our building plan has 3 phases. Phase 1 is construction of the new church, which costs out at about $8.6 million. Phase 2 is the chapel, which costs out at about $882,000. And Phase 3 is the hall, which costs out at about $715,000. Now, taken as a whole, that all adds up to about $10.2 million. With what we already have in our building fund, we need to raise $8 million.
Hagamos un sacrificio de amor por esta comunidad que tanto nos ha dado. Como miembro activo, veo tanta necesidad. Necesitamos un lugar más grande donde se pueda cubrir las necesidades de nuestra comunidad. Darle un mejor lugar a los niños que se preparan para el catecismo.
The need for that big church, I think, is necessary because, as they say, or build it and they will come.
When the church is full, it's amazing. You see families, big and small. You see couples together. You see people who haven't been to church in a long time. Just everyone coming together to celebrate and worship God together as a community. It's beautiful.
It is always awesome to see and welcome the new parishioners, but again, being able to allow them to grow with us would be something that we would definitely look forward to.
In speaking with many people, especially recently, and I've asked them why they come and why they come back. And they've said, because I always feel so welcome when I come to the door. And I think that's so important, to be wanted. And knowing there's someone there that will help me and direct me, guide me to what I need to learn as a new person.
If we have a new place of worship in order to learn about more and more things, it may help encourage and maybe even enlighten some kids to be able to learn more about their faith.
St. Mary Magdalene has been a place of hospitality. Truly, the ministry of hospitality extends not just even to the ministry or the ministers themselves, but just the people.
Por nosotros mismos, que tanto esfuerzo nos ha costado, por nuestras futuras generaciones, para que el día de mañana tengan un mejor lugar donde darle adoración a quien tanto se lo merece. Un lugar donde nos reunamos cada domingo a compartir ese regalo, la herencia que nos dejó nuestro Señor Jesucristo.
So we're at that crossroads where we need to make that commitment. And we're hoping that our parish will grasp this campaign, that our parishioners will heed the call to making contributions. And I truly believe that we can be successful in someday meeting the goal and creating a new church, enhancing our community, and creating a greater legacy for St. Mary Magdalene. I believe that we can do this.
We begin together our journey of the Upon This Rock building campaign, where we can join our efforts and generous donations to build a permanent church, where we and those who will come after us can gather comfortably around the altar. We have been given so much from God, and we thank Him from the bottom of our heart. We also have been given so much from our predecessors, and we thank them. But we must now respond with our own efforts to the provision God has given us and to the profound efforts of our predecessors. What will God be thinking about us? Did we respond to the call? Did we search deep within ourselves to be generous because so much has given to us? Did we respond to the scriptures that call for us to give God from our first fruits, to be cheerful giver, and to ensure that the cupboards of God's house are full, not half full, but full. My deepest prayer is that we will. So today as pastor of St. Mary Magdalene Church, I want to earnestly and solemnly ask you, St. Mary Magdalene parishioners and benefactors, to join me in responding to God to build a church where the families of St. Mary Magdalene gather in praise and worship, and our youth and future youth can have fond memories and develop their faith and relationship with God. And if we give what we are able, as often as we are able, we will build our church upon this rock.